Hello, you guys. Welcome back to episode 3 of In the Vault with Ali and Shane.
Hi, guys.
This podcast is going to hell in a handbasket. I don't know what to tell you. Someone has put some sort of curse on this podcast.
Someone's put bad juju on us.
Give me an evil eye doll. I need to protect myself.
Yeah.
We just did this whole entire podcast. Turns out Shane's audio wasn't there and his whole video was slow-mo.
Whoops.
It is 9 o'clock in Sydney at the moment. But other than that, Shane, how are you feeling?
Doll, I'm tired. No, I'm good. It's been a good week of recalibration. I feel like I just had a nice chill weekend. Like I went to Bronte, got some Iggy's bread on Sunday, had a double date, went to Japanese, and it was like very authentic.
Yes.
It was delish. What about you, doll?
I went to North Stradbroke Island for a wedding. It was Jimmy, his boss's wedding. Absolutely beautiful. I love North Stradbroke Island. I actually grew up going there for New Year's and it has actually really changed since I've last been there. They've really done up the pub. It's kind of gentrifying a little bit.
What's the vibe? Like, what's the typical vibe of North Stradbroke? I thought it was quite bougie. Is it not?
I mean, no, I wouldn't say initially it was bougie. I think it's getting bougie. And I think if you purchased a house there and got it renovated and all that, that's bougie.
Very island vibes. Like you go down to the Bowls Club, you go to the little ships club.
It's very
Cute.
chill.
Should we go into Beauty Bites, doll?
Let's do it.
So, I don't know if you've heard Harper Beckham. Us trying to make this sound fresh. Hiku by Harper Beckham is launching, doll. And you've heard this spiel once before, but let me go over it. Obviously, we know Harper Beckham is the daughter of Posh and Bex.
Yep.
She is 14. Keep that in mind as we dissect this.
Young girl.
I know. I didn't even think I was washing my face with a facial cleanser when I was 14. Like, I reckon it was still getting the Dove soap. You know what I mean? That was the vibe. The brand is very K-beauty coded, very glass skin, very 7-step routine. The whole vibe is essentially giving Gen Z / Gen Alpha.
Okay, so is it like an answer to the Victoria Beckham brand, but for a younger generation?
Well, I think that's what they're trying to get at. I think similar to like the Dua Lipa, Augustina Sparta collab and whatever else. Like, I think they're just trying to reach out to a younger demographic, offer obviously not the same product by any means. I'm assuming this should be pretty active free. Like 14-year-olds don't need actives.
It's giving probably barrier restore.
I'm wondering what the differentiation would be between this and like a road. You know what I mean?
I was actually about to say that.
Can I just say, she does come from a very renowned family, but I don't think that she has enough pull yet. She only just got an Instagram. I'm talking 2 weeks ago. She only just got an Instagram.
There needs to be more. Why are you doing beauty? Is it because you're inspired by your mom? I feel like what's the brand story? We've seen so many amazing celebrities start a celebrity brand that's flopped.
You know, for example, Brad Pitt. He has a skincare brand. No one even knows the name of it. We've got J-Lo Beauty, very stuck in the 90s. We've got Gwen Stefani's brand Give. Why the hell that's still at Sephora?
Well, I think it's closing, right? It's gone.
Well, Alicia Keys' brand Keys, that's actually moved to Amazon. Don't know why they did that either. Rose Inc., Rosie Huntington Whiteley's brand, that actually liquidated. So yeah, unfortunately, celebrity, it just doesn't have the full pull. You have to have a brand strategy behind that. And when I think about people from really popular families that have maybe acquired a brand identity or acquired a profile. I think of like, for example, Hailey Bieber. Let's go back to Rhode.
Yeah.
She spent a good year and a half really building a brand identity before we even knew about Rhode. She was coming out with the glazed nails, the glazed donut skin. She was doing makeup and skincare on TikTok and Instagram. She was coming out with her podcast, which was very beauty heavy. And that was then to launch Rhode. I feel like they've really put the cart before the horse with this one. Who is Harper Beckham? Like, what are we buying into?
Let's also talk about the cultural appropriation of it all. You know what I mean? The name's Hiku by Harper Beckham. Obviously, like, haikus is poetry. But I also think as well the Japanese connotation and then this K-beauty inspired beauty
It doesn't
ritual.
make sense.
No, it doesn't. And I also think we have so many amazing established K-beauty brands that you would obviously go to before going to Hiku by Harper Beckham. I think Sulwhasoo, I think Innisfree, I think CosRx, I think Dr. Jart, all these amazing skincare brands. You could throw a stone and hit a K-beauty brand. I also think as well, though, there's definitely been a brand team behind this. Brand Beckham, Victoria would have signed this off. David would have signed this off. How did Haiku by Harper Beckham get signed off? You know what I mean? I think we've all been in situations where we've all been in these big rooms and someone says something and it's like, did you think that was right? Did you think that ate? Because it didn't eat.
Yes, and it's giving Kimono by Skims.
And I remember seeing Kim Oh No. I remember that was like one of the titles, like, doll, you missed. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Have you been watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
I haven't been watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, but I've seen the Taylor Frankie Paul drama. I am a huge fan of The Toast. Shout out to The Toast, a fellow podcast. And I've been getting all my updates from them.
Okay, well, hold on to your boots, people, because for anyone who doesn't know, the show follows these Mormon mums who are known as Mum Talk or Mom Talk. And essentially, they all have these really massive platforms where they showcase their very wholesome, very family orientated lives. However, there's a lot happening under the surface. There's a lot of layers. If you haven't watched it, you really should start from the beginning because there's just so much that happens.
I feel like I just wish I had gotten into it. I watched the first couple of episodes. It didn't grab me.
There's a lot of pre-context that you have to have for this. And a lot of the drama happens online and in the comments. But essentially, the whole series actually comes off the back of a drama that blew up on TikTok where one of the Mom Talk leaders, Taylor Frankie Paul, she actually exposed that there was a soft swinging scandal within the group. But anyway, it led to friendship breakdowns. It led to marriages ending. It was very intense. But now, flash forward to today, Taylor Frankie Paul is in the spotlight again because she was revealed to be the next Bachelorette. Now, obviously, The Bachelorette, it's a massive reality TV franchise where one woman dates a group of men to find a partner. It was actually meant to start on the 22nd of March, which as of filming was yesterday. But due to some very shocking footage that has emerged with Taylor, she's actually been shown throwing bar stools and hitting and slapping her then partner Dakota. It has not come out. It has been cancelled. Put in the trash, doll. Baby. Put her in the trash.
Can I say, doll? I saw the footage and I was mortified. Beyond. When you hear child cry, this has gone to the next level. I know what I've heard. Partner is apparently quite emotionally abusive.
Yes.
I heard he had locked her out of the house for hours that day in the freezing cold Utah winter. I mean, there's obviously some reciprocal abuse happening here, but when it gets physical, that's another level.
And look, we can't talk to the emotional and physical abuse because we weren't there, but it is always, as always, it's never okay to hit another person. We debated on if we should show this footage. We actually did in the first round of filming this podcast, but I think we've decided we're going to go against it. Is just a little bit too intense.
I think that was the first time I sat down and really absorbed it. I think I'd heard it through a lot of third parties and sitting there and actually watching it. It was intense. So this was actually filmed back in 2023. Taylor was arrested following a domestic violence incident involving her partner. I don't know if this video is actually from this exact situation or if it's from another situation. It's kind of unclear. But you know what's actually interesting? She was filmed in Secret Lives of Mormon Wives getting arrested for a DV incident. Yeah. It's not like this is a shocking new allegation. This is a historical occurrence that has happened, I think, multiple times. You can probably answer to that more than I can. But from what I've heard, it seems like this is an ongoing saga. This is a classic case of the ABC trying to jump on a trend, which is this cross-platform reality TV star. We're seeing this happen a lot. Even with Housewives and The Ultimate Girls Trip and all this stuff, we're kind of seeing this universe where all these reality TV star icons kind of come together. They obviously tried to do that meshing Bachelorette and Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, also to obviously try and bring in the next generation of consumers, because I think the demographic for The Bachelor and The Bachelorette would be 40 plus.
Yeah. And
Right.
look, that has sparked the conversation of why and how was she considered for the show, knowing her history with domestic violence. And
Correct.
look, we've spoken about this. When you go on a reality TV show, you get vetted to the gods. They know every little detail about you. They knew her history, but they probably thought, oh, look, she has a really big following. People still love her, even though they know this history of her. So they put money over morals, but they haven't understood The Bachelor also has a slightly different audience. They're the ones, these new audiences are the ones that aren't okay with what's happened.
Yeah.
And that's where they've gone wrong.
And The Bachelor/Bachelorette is kind of the play school of reality TV, right? It's supposed to be wholehearted and positive. Like, there's a little sprinkle of drama. There's always a few girls that are like the villains, but like,
It's very PG.
it's not something, that's right. It's not something you tune into to watch really negative things unfold, right? You all in all want something warm and fuzzy.
I completely agree. Look, this is a legacy reality TV show. This was on when we were little babes. So the budget is enormous. I would say for production, because it's a US reality show, between 6 to 10 million alone for production. Don't count the PR, the advertising, the streams. And yeah, so Cinnabon was actually the first sponsor to pull out, and then everyone kind of left from there. I could really go Cinnabon.
Same.
Oh,
Rizzy yet, doll?
yet. Yeah, we have
Okay,
Cinnabon.
Just checking.
We're not a
Sometimes you're-
village.
Sometimes you're a bit slow to the burn, doll.
Maybe 10 years ago, but now we're all about
Doll.
the hip life.
You're always an hour behind half the year. You know what I mean? So,
We're the real time. We are the real time. You guys, so the podcast is all about foot in mouth disease today. A la Shane Sutherland.
not to get confused with foot and mouth disease, which a lot of children get.
Terrible disease. So it's stories about when you just felt like I need the world to swallow me up. But first, Shane, have you got a funny story?
Oh, I do. Mine is literally worst case scenario when you think of foot and mouth. So it was a work day. It was a really, really hectic day. I literally could have died. My coworkers were being really intense. There were two in particular that were being super, super intense that day, and they were being just so annoying.
Yeah.
Like all in my grill. It was the evening. You know when you just finish work and you're like, oh, I'm still so annoyed by that.
Yeah.
I was messaging my coworker, or who I thought, to tell her how annoying these girls were being, right? To preface, I didn't mention them by name. I said the girls.
You sent it to them, didn't you? You sent it to the wrong person.
I sent it to the wrong person. To one of the girls that I was bitching about. Thank God I didn't. And this was me going into straight crisis comms 101. I didn't mention them by name. I didn't mention a specific scenario that had implicated me, so to speak. I got like a bit of a sassy message back and I was like, oh no, doll, that's not for you. That's actually for X, Y, and Z. They were being so annoying. I really was a duck underwater. You know, I was paddling as fast as I could. Thank God, doll.
They bought it.
Got out scot-free, or as far as I know. Doll, hit me with your story.
I do it all the time. But the one that happened just 2 weeks ago, it's probably not my worst story, but I was in the shower and I don't know about you, babe, but if someone has annoyed me that day or I'm thinking about something, I'm having a fake argument in my head. Sometimes I'm actually
having it in my head.
But I'm doing the movements.
That's giving call the white vandal, you know.
Okay, thanks. So I'm in the middle of winning this argument.
Imaginary argument.
Yeah, and I'm just like, you know, and all of a sudden I hear behind me, what are you doing? And I look to my right and Jimmy's there and he's looking very concerned. And he's just like, are you talking to yourself? And I was like, oh, I'm just thinking over something that happened today. I'm just arguing. And he was like, that's not normal. And I said, yes, it is. You don't talk to yourself in the shower. You don't win arguments in the shower. And he goes, no. When I got into bed, I was like, I just need you to know that a lot of people do this. It's not uncommon. And he looks at me and says, yeah, you were talking to yourself. That's weird. and just rolled over and went to bed. And I couldn't sleep the whole night because I was just like, I'm a freak.
Oh, that's so bad. You and Josh are twins, though, because Josh does the exact same thing. He does this thing, and I always know when he's thinking of a scenario in his head or doing something because he'll move his hands like this as he walks, and he's like being quite like theatrical in his movements. And I'm like, oh, he's thinking through a scenario in his head, and he'll start murmuring things or like mouthing things, but he won't actually say it.
I've seen him do the hand thing.
Shall I dive into story number 1?
Yeah.
Confession number 1. Okay, so the story title is A Scent I'll Never Forget. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
Okay, Shane, this one still keeps me up at night. So picture me. I'm 18, maybe 19, fresh baby beauty advisor, absolutely no business being put anywhere near fragrance. But there I am, working the floor at a beauty counter, just trying to be helpful and hot. Slay. These 2 older, very chic women come in. You know when someone just looks expensive? That. They were browsing fragrances and they land on one very niche, old school scent. Very church vibes, very mysterious, very notes of something I don't understand yet.
Ooh.
And I'm thinking, okay, this is my moment to prove myself. Let me sell. So I spray the perfume into a blotter and hand it to them. They both smell it and go, that's nice. And with the confidence of a woman who has absolutely no idea what she's on about, I go, yes, it smells like incest.
Sorry, what?
Smells like what now? They both look at me, not even in a rude way, just completely shocked. My manager, who witnessed the entire interaction, comes up and goes, incense, babe. You meant incense.
And you know what? Those poor women who love the scent, they can't get it anymore.
Never buy it again. I still think about what they said the second they walked out because I didn't just misspoke. I rebranded the entire fragrance. And honestly, I've never trusted myself around the perfume counter ever since. You know what, doll? Good on her for trying. She's
Good-
born to
yeah.
try, Delta Goodrum.
Yeah, of course. And you know what? She's never going to see these ladies again. They're going to avoid you.
No. Like, you'll never forget them either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll remember them forever.
100%. Doll, I am glad this next one has made it into the pod. Okay, this one's
Show
called...
me to me, Rachel.
This one is called Pilates Pad. Okay. Hi, Ali and Shane. A few years ago, I started doing Pilates at a studio down the street from me. I was obsessed. I could pop down, smash a workout, and be home within the hour. It was perfect. Emphasis on the was. What happened? I was halfway through my cycle and a heavy flow. Oh, okay. So she had her period and really didn't want to go.
Oh, the pad's clocking now. The pad's clocking now. Something's going to happen with the pad. Is it going to slip out? Can you see it through the heights? What's going to go on?
Did she have wings on the pad? That's the question.
Can you see a pad through tights though?
It depends how maxi you're going. How big.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was halfway through her cycle on a very heavy flow day. She didn't want to go, but this particular studio had a cancellation policy where they take the class away if you're a no-show. That's very common in Pilates, and usually they actually give you a fee on top of that if you're a no-show. So she had to go.
Oh, for sure. And I was going to say, my gym, they have it in their T's and C's.
Mhm.
I've never missed a class, but I usually cancel before, you know.
That's why you book in as late as possible.
That's right.
So when I woke up, I quickly put on a fresh pad and begrudgingly changed into my activewear. Before class, I stopped at Coles, grabbed a bottle of water, and thought everything was fine. I then lined up with everyone at Pilates waiting to go in. About 10 minutes into the workout, the instructor comes over and says something about a pad. The music's loud. I can barely hear her. So I think she's asking if I have a pad. I say, yeah, I use pads. You can have one of mine. She says something again, and now I'm thinking maybe she's asking for a tampon. I say back, I don't use tampons, but I have a pad. No. She looks at me, kneels down and goes, no, you have a pad stuck to your leg.
Oh, no.
I reached down and sure enough,
dirty or clean?
a used jumbo maxi pad is fully stuck to the back of my leg.
Oh my God. So I have 2 questions off the back of this. First and foremost, I imagine Maxi Pad would have weight once it's been used.
It's got weight. Oh, if you've got a heavy flow, yes.
Like you would think you would feel it. And then second of all, when the liquids are absorbed, it doesn't just stay there, does it? Like, wouldn't she be getting like...
No, it does. It fully absorbs.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, innovation.
To this day, it is the most humbling experience in my life.
Oh my gosh. That's like walking out of the toilet. That's the male equivalent of walking out of the toilet with toilet paper.
Oh my God, Shane, that has happened to me. I was flying from Brisbane to Japan and I stopped in Cairns, went to the toilet and I walked out. This happens to me all the time, by the way. I now have OCD about checking my shoes. I had the longest thing of toilet paper coming out of my bum. So I pulled up my pants and the toilet paper pulled up as well. It wasn't on my shoe. I only...
Like a tail doll.
Like a tail. And I'm on the plane walking to the seat and Jimmy goes, Jesus, Ali, you got toilet paper coming out of your pants. So I've been walking around Cairns airport with like a toilet paper tail.
Doll, that's so like Amy Schumer coded. You know what I mean?
Put me down.
Doll, on that note, let's go to story 2. This one's A Rivalry Written in the Stars. Okay,
let's hear it.
So this one's less traumatic, but socially devastating in its own quiet way. So we've got a new girl at work. First day, we're doing the standard small talk. You know, getting to know you, harmless workplace bonding vibes. Somewhere along the way, the conversation drifts to star signs. Now, I don't even have real beef with Capricorns. Like, I don't have the data. I don't have the research. I've just found it's a common feeling. And for some reason, instead of keeping that feeling inside my head where it belongs, I said it out loud. I said, I don't know. I just don't really like Capricorns. Already, unnecessary. No one asked me where I stand on this. She pauses.
Yeah, you don't know who's around.
That's right. That's right. You need to be mindful. And people get really antsy about star signs. As someone that gets antsy about star signs, you know? And there's 2 areas in the building, you know? She goes very gently, very calmly, oh, I'm actually a Capricorn. Well, a Capricorn cusp. Now, this is my moment to recover. To say something like, my God, I'm sure you're different, or I don't really feel that way. But no, for reasons unknown to me, I doubled down. I go, yeah, I don't like Capricorns. Like, why did I say it again? What was I proving? Who was that for? And the worst part is she didn't even argue. She just kind of accepted it. Like, okay, noted. This is my new coworker. First day, first impression, and I've essentially told her I have a personal bias against her entire astrological identity. To this day, I still think about how easily I could have just shut up, but no, I chose hostility for absolutely no reason. Oh my God.
You know, when you can feel yourself being annoying and you're like, just apologize or just do this.
Just stop.
You just keep
And you just keep
doubling
flapping.
down and yes, you're like, shut up.
What's your astrological bias? Like someone that you meet or a sign that you've notoriously had like run-ins with?
Can I be honest? I don't know. I just take everyone for who they are personally. But yeah, go on.
Well, I feel like, you know, there's been a few Scorpios in my lifetime that I've just had issues with. You know what I mean? Sorry to all the Scorpios that listen to this podcast.
Yeah, you've just ostracized a whole group.
Yeah, sorry guys. Illy.
Did you know Pisces are the #1 serial killers in the world?
That's so crazy because they're water signs. I would think they would be like, oh, but I guess they're emotionally driven.
Yes. Call this one. I love how your names are so creative and mine's just like matter of fact.
Doll, yours should be creative because you were in comms too, you know.
Okay, well, this one's called the movie theater sit down.
Okay.
High in the vault, I decided to take myself to the movies one evening just for a quiet solo date. I really want to do that.
Yeah. Can I say, I have so much admiration for people that do a solo movie moment.
I was running a little bit late, so by the time I got to the cinema, the lights were down and the movie had already started. Not wanting to disturb everyone with my phone light, I tried to make my way along the row in the dark and find my seat as discreetly as possible. I thought I had the right one, turned to sit, and sat directly on an older man.
Oh, that was probably the best day of his life.
I bet she plonked down too.
Yeah.
A real popcorn, drink.
A little pop. a little pat down, you know?
I jumped up immediately, completely mortified, apologizing while it became very obvious to the people around us what had just happened. As it turns out, my actual seat was right next to his. I couldn't concentrate the whole movie and I was too afraid to get up to pee.
Doll, I would be so embarrassed.
I would be so embarrassed.
Yeah, same. Should I hit you with one more? One more
Let's
juicy
do
little
it.
kid bit?
We've got time.
I mean, we don't, but you know.
You don't. I'm an hour behind.
Yeah, you do. You have all the time. You have all the time in the world, doll. It's 10 o'clock. The name of this story is Never Ask the Due Date. I think we can kind of feel where this is going, right? Okay, so we're at a hen's party. Lots of people I vaguely know, haven't seen in ages, drinks flowing. Sounds fun. I spot a girl I know through my husband. Haven't seen her in months, so I go up all excited, like, so when are you due? She just looks at me and goes, I already had the baby. This is my worst nightmare, and this is why I will never, ever, ever in my life ask someone, even if they look about 9 months pregnant. I'm not asking them about a baby. I'm waiting for them to bring it up.
Someone asked me if I was pregnant once at Pilates. Yeah. They're like, oh, when are you due? And I was like,
no, they didn't.
Yeah. And I bloat so badly when I'm on my period.
Oh,
So
no.
I just had my period and I was in a foul mood.
Did they think they were a mums and bubs or something, doll?
Yeah, you're not at mums and bubs, dolls. So I just said, no, I'm not pregnant. And she laughed. She was like, oh, I thought you were pregnant.
Oh, like, don't double down. That's Capricorn all over again.
Then a couple of weeks later, she asked if she could get one of her classes put back onto her pack. And I was like, not possible.
Sorry, babe.
Not possible.
It must be my little baby brain. How rude.
I know. And I was feeling so good because I'd been going to the gym and I just been feeling really like mentally good about myself. So never comment on a woman's body.
Never. So jumping back into this.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. We really went on a tangent. I swear my soul left my body. It wasn't shady. It wasn't about how she looked. My brain just fully filled in the wrong storyline because everyone's been having babies lately, which I agree.
Okay.
I feel like everyone's having babies lately. But obviously, that's not how it lands. I'm standing there trying to recover from a sentence that has no recovery. Thank God someone nearby jumped in and joked like, honestly, if it was anyone else, I think that was malicious, which helped slightly. But yeah, from that day on, have one rule. I do not ask about pregnancies unless you've told me in the last 10 seconds because my memory is unreliable and my mouth cannot be trusted.
Oh my
Fair
goodness.
doll. We align. We aligned.
You guys, you always bring it with these funny stories.
We were dying.
They're so good. So actually, next week, we are doing horrible jobs. Jobs that you were just like, I cannot keep coming here. Did you quit in the craziest way? Do you have the bitchiest boss that you can't get off your back? Tell us the stories because we definitely have those stories.
Let me tell you, I have a bitchy boss on my back right now, and her name's Ali Rose Gray. Get her out of here.
All because he didn't. Okay, so Shane didn't want to redo the podcast.
I did want to redo the podcast.
Get off your ass and work.
Nobody wants to work anymore, but I've been working since 9 a.m.
Get that smile on your dial, okay? And pick it up.
Get up and record. No, I'm glad we did it. This has been a great ep, doll. Have a fab week. Mwah. Ciao, guys. Bye.